What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. To focus on the LA Kings falling behind 3-0 in their series to San Jose, losing in overtime at the Staples Center. Fan of the show, Matt Nieto, coming up huge like Paul Pierce in that game in 2001 when he went back to the Staples Center and hung up 40 on Shaq and Kobe. It's always big when a kid from LA goes back to Staples Center and has a big game, regardless of the sport, as I get sidetracked, per usual. But the thing of it is, can the LA Kings make history? Now, obviously, two players that were on that the last team to come back from being down 3-0, that Philadelphia Flyers team that stings to this day. So my senior prom was Game 7. It sucks in so many ways. But having Jeff Carter and Mike Richards playing prominent roles in this team, can they help key a comeback? And the thing is, if Mike Richards produces anything, why not? But I think they'll win tomorrow night. I don't think they'll get eliminated. I don't think they'll get swept. Quick's got to look inside and say, what do I have to do to be better? I don't fault him on the overtime goal. Not by any means. Excuse me. One offside with one off stick. I mean, there's really nothing you can do about that. Just going off your own player. Stuff happens. But the players around him, Dustin Brown's had a god-awfully atrocious season. 27 points for a guy that's, he signed a long-term extension. He's got to produce. Anze's looked good at times in the series, other times he hasn't. The Kings just don't look confident. I think if there's one thing that helped them on their Stanley Cup run, it's that they were playing with reckless abandon. When they were attacking the zone, you were taking notes, and they just haven't been playing with the level of confidence that they're accustomed to. And outside of Kopitar, Brown, Kopitar, Carter, and Drew Doughty, no one's really doing a damn thing. Trevor Lewis has been a nice surprise, but that's it. Gaborik had a nice goal tonight. That's been it as well for him. They brought him to LA to be a key scorer and help key be a part of a playoff run, but he's not doing a damn thing. And if Gaborik wants to stay in LA and sign an extension, he's gonna have to do better. And as is Mike Richards. Richards does not have. He had 5 shots on goal tonight. I think all of them came in the first period. He's -3. He's only playing 16 minutes or less than that, 15:48. Dustin Brown's not playing a lot of minutes. The top guys aren't doing a whole lot, and it's adversely affecting them. And I think that's, the team has to look at themselves in this one, and if they want to start, a monumental, historic comeback, they gotta win game 4. You can't think of just having to win 4 games in a row. You don't win one game at a time. Go out there every shift, do your thing, and try to beat the other team. Not all at once, but chip away at them. And I don't know this team. I don't think this team has it. It's just they don't have the heart of a champion that they had a few years ago. They're really not playing with the passion that we've seen in years past. And it's unfortunate because they got a pretty damn good hockey team. And I just try to think, how can they get back in this? And Quick got to make some stops on a more consistent basis. He wasn't bad in Game 3, but Game 2 was a debacle. And Game 1 was much better. So I thought when they had that little comeback in Game 1, I thought, oh, okay. Then they started off good in Game 2, and okay, this is what we're expecting. And in Game 2 they collapsed, give 7 unanswered goals, and then they lose in overtime. And they were the better team in Game 3, but they never really put their foot down and took control of the game. And they let San Jose hang around. And San Jose is a hell of a hockey team, and you can't just give them chances and let them come back in games. And they did that. So, all due respect to Mike Richards and Marian Gaborik, but this could be the last we see of them as LA Kings, and I've talked about it ad nauseum. Mike Richards could very well be on his way out of LA via trade or compliance buyout. He hasn't produced offensively this season. He really hasn't been a huge offensive producer since he got to LA, but he helped them win the cup and he was huge that year, so you really can't fault him for that. But he's one of my favorite players in the league, and it's unfortunate to see that he won't be in LA much longer. But I think that marriage is reaching a divorce, and I think Gaborik will move on in the offseason as well. But anyway, that's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ on the LA Kings falling behind 3-0 on the San Jose Sharks. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the playoffs and beyond. Later, guys.